Hi, I'm Gigi.
Hi, it's DJ.
And we are
The Mommy
Son
Movement.
Okay, so we didn't even have any plans to do that, but whatever. So today, we're not going to be talking about a trip, and we're not going to do a question and answer. What are we going to be talking about today, DJ?
A Kevin Hart Netflix Original.
Okay, and what's the name of it?
Kevin Hart's Guide to Black History.
Okay, so a friend of mine had recommended that I watch this a movie about Black history, and it was Kevin Hart was the main character. So at first I started watching it and I was like, wow, this is very informational. And what did I do?
You had me sit there and watch it with you.
Right. So I feel like something that was so important that me as an adult was learning so much from, I'm sure he didn't know, and I wanted both of us to have a learning experience, and it was a great time for us to bond. Just cuddle up in the bed, watching Netflix and chill, right? All right. So, do you like my earrings? It's so Black history, right? All right. So, all right. In the movie, there was so much information. Took out the notepad in my phone and I started writing some of the names, but we're not going to discuss all of the names right now because that's something you should research.
I kind of wish we did.
You do?
Yeah.
No, they have to learn.
But you guys can check it out yourselves.
Exactly. So anyways, let me prove a point. So who did you do your Black History project on at school?
Michael Jordan.
Boy, that was a messed up jump shot.
I know, right?
Look,
that was the whole point.
We're going to make it big on YouTube, and you don't have to be an athlete. Stick to the academics, okay? So, anyways, people always talk about Michael Jordan, Martin Luther King, LeBron James. Speaking of Michael Jordan, look, Michael Jordan, his first little jersey. Look at baby DJ and his first pair of Jordans. But anyways, so we all know about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and those names, they are very influential characters in Black history, but we hear about them so much and we don't focus on the other people that slip between the cracks. So let's talk about, who you want to talk about?
Robert Small.
All right. So the first person that we were introduced to in the Black History Guide was Robert Smalls. And what did Robert Smalls do?
He was a slave on a ship called the Planter.
Right. So Robert Smalls was a slave on a ship called the Planters, and what he did was he diverged the plan to pretend that he was the captain, and he led the ship and some slaves to freedom. Who else did we learn about?
Mae Jemison.
Right, Mae Jemison, girl power. So what did Mae Jemison do?
She was the first Black woman to become an astronaut.
How cool is that? Not only you're breaking the boundary as being African American, but being a woman. That definitely gets kudos for me. And who else did you learn about?
Henry Box Brown.
Henry Box Brown. So, you want to tell about Henry or should I?
You should, because I don't really remember that much stuff, but I know some.
Okay, so Henry Box Brown was a slave, and you know about Harriet Tubman, who led the Underground Railroad. Why I say underground is because it wasn't really a underground like a real train tracks or anything like that. It was just something that they called it. But anyways, Henry Box Brown, he thought of something very innovative. So the way he led himself to freedom from slavery, what did he do?
He put himself in a box and mailed himself to a different place.
How cool is that? So he mailed himself from the South to a northern state so he can free himself of slavery. Who else would you like to talk about today?
You should think of some people.
Okay, so another name that I remember is Matthew Henson. He was the first African American in the North Pole, I believe. Yes. He was the first African American in the North Pole.
But he didn't get any of the credit for it.
And in a lot of things in Black history, there are a lot of things that we innovated, that we initiated, and we don't get credit for. So this is a great time for you and your children to have a conversation, to learn more things. And remember, even though Black History Month is just for February, we should always celebrate our history. You can't know where you're going unless you look at where you've been, right?
Right.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Well, and also in honor of Black history, here's another product from a Black business, and it says something that we want you to do.
Subscribe
to our channel. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe.